What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my new YouTube video that is going to be based today on and around my betta fish. So I did a poll on Twitter the other night. There weren't many of you that voted, but some of you did. So thank you for the ones that did. Loyalty. And a lot of people want to see my betta fish. So that's obviously one of my passions. I keep several of them, and I have done over the space of a few years. So without further ado, let's talk about fish a little bit. I love talking about fish. You'd never have guessed, would you? If you're one of my unfortunate followers on Instagram, you're probably sick of me talking about fish. But fish we shall do. I love me fish. No secret about it. So without further ado, let's talk about bettas. Let's go! So this was the second betta fish I've ever owned. This guy's called Jax. He originally was bought as a surprise from my wife from her work. Absolutely lovely guy. He's got stunning colours. He'll probably come over and see me because he thinks it's feeding time, which to be fair it actually is. So as you can see, he's not shy at all. He's a very, very pretty boy. He had a bit of he came a little bit distressed with his tail, but it's healed up lovely now. Water's on point before anyone starts worrying. The water, I am absolutely obsessed with water changes and water checks, so don't worry about all that fun stuff, children. I promise you, my fish are fine. He's a feisty little one. He loves bloodworm, as most betta fish tend to do. He also enjoys a little bit of brine shrimp, but not quite as much as the others that you'll see today. So this guy, his favourite diet is we go with pellets. Ka-ching! He loves them. He's like, come on, give me some then. I see what you're doing, Dad. Never mind the camera, just feed me some pellets, please. And until you do, I'm going to go and hide. So this is Jax, my veil tail. Also known as the water unicorn, because the kids absolutely adore him and say he looks just like a unicorn. So yes, I will feed you now, Jax. Well, first, I'm going to give you a little water change. There we go. There's your food. Enjoy that. Snap it all up. He's a good lad. I love him. So this is my next guy. His name's Darwin. He's a crown tail. It's not very easy to see with the light, to be honest. But he's a crown tail, much like Opie. He's got a little attitude on him. Now Opie, for those of you who don't know, was my first ever betta fish. I had him for just over a year, and he sadly passed away. It's kind of like, it was almost like we learnt so much together. So I've always had a soft spot for crown tails, and when I very first got a betta fish, I thought it's a fish. No, very rude of me, very obnoxious of me. But it's a fish. I've kept many a fish over the years. I'm sure I know what I'm doing. And I'm not saying I didn't know what I was doing, but I kind of learnt with Opie. So I've made myself a promise to myself and to all my animals that beforehand I would always obsess and I'd always look after and take jolly good care of my animals here on in to the absolute best of my ability. And this little guy is no exception to that. He reminds me a lot of Opie, but at the same time he's also got a very, very different character compared to Opie. Opie was very much like this guy. He was blue and silver and white, absolutely stunning. Okay, we'll look at the snail then, shall we? You're going to play ball, we're going to look at the snail. But I don't want to see you now. Darwin, you've blown it, buddy. We don't want to see you. So yeah, that's his setup. So anyone wondering what they kept in, I think they're marinas. These are marinas. Marina Aqua 360, I believe. They are said to be 10 litres, but I've actually measured and it does hold a little bit more than 10 litres. You're looking at probably 10.5 litres. So enough for a betta fish, but obviously you can't keep these guys together. They have to be kept by themselves, because they'll kick the crap out of each other. So there we go. Bye-bye, Darwin. And your food too. There you go, buddy. There's your snap. Enjoy your lunch. Enjoy your snap. Good boy. So this guy's most people's favourite. This is, he's a half moon, and he goes by the name, excuse me, he goes by the name of Toothless. He was originally called Plateau, but then my friends took the mick and named him Gibbles, which we're not going to go into. So we decided to go with the name Toothless because he reminds me so much of the dragon, the main dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. So that's how we got his name. He's kept in, I'm terrible, what's the name of this one? I don't even know. He's kept in this one. Again, waters are on point. He did have a snail up until recently and decided to eat him. Yes, very interesting. Very interesting outcome for the poor narrate snail, but I woke up one morning, the snail was down here, and this little guy, who gets fed very, very well, again on bloodworms, shrimp and pellets, decided to chomp him. Yeah, so now he's snailless. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Toothy? Hey? You little bully. So yeah, this guy got a terrible habit, as most betta fish tend to do, of sleeping just here in his filter intake, which obviously can tear his tail. But to be fair, when I very first got him, he had quite a bit of an accident. He got himself stuck there. Luckily, I've seen it actually happen. I was here with him, so I'm absolutely obsessed when it comes to my fish. So it was easily fixed, and I've since actually slowed it down, so the water intake and outtake is a little bit slower. So as you can see now, he's at the back now. There's pretty much no option for him to get pulled in there. He still sleeps on it. It's a terrible habit he's got, but he can't get pulled in. So I'm trying to get some better video. This is a bit shoddy. Yeah, there he is. Toothless. Everyone's controversial purple, not purple, black, not black, purple, dragon, water, Betta. So there we go. Do you want some food too, buddy? Snappy, snappy, snappy. Quick, 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 quick. Gotta race for your food. Chuck some more in there for him. Say bye to the people. So without turning this into "this is how you should care for your Betta" video, or a care guide, so to speak, this is how I choose to do things. So they're in just over 10 litres of water every single tank. I think the one in the kitchen that you just seen last with Toothless in it is slightly less, but still within the safety boundaries. What I do is I check their water with an API Ultimate testing kit once a week. Purely, I could happily do it more, to be honest. And if I feel like something's a little bit off, then chances are I will do it more. This is just to make sure the water, the ammonia levels and the nitrates and the nitrites are all absolutely sound as a pound. I'm going to cause no harm to my fish. It's my own peace of mind as much as their own. I run 3 water changes a week, between 25 and 30% water changes a week, and I found that works an absolute charm for me. I've kept these fish for many months, if not years, some of them, and they're thriving, absolutely thriving by me doing so. We all have our own routines, which is absolutely fine. We all have our own techniques on how we feed and what we feed and all that fun stuff. But my only recommendation that I will say to you, which I can't stress enough to people, is please, please do keep an eye on your water parameters. Because 9 times out of 10, if your fish is acting up or your fish is inactive or something's not quite right, 9 times out of 10 it'll be something to do with the water. It might look clean to you, you might have spot cleaned and all that fun stuff, but there might be something in that water that is making your fish act up, and it can be so easily solved so long as you do keep your eye on your water parameters. So I'll leave it there. If you want to see a care video, please let me know. I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to Betta fish. I'm on Facebook too, the Betta Fish Foundation, so come and make sure you join our group if you haven't already. And in the meantime, I'll leave you all to it, and I shall speak to you all very soon. Peace.